Painter again, and this is the Success and Money Foundation. We're a nonprofit educational foundation. And one of the classes that we want to teach you is 3 ways to make more money at your job and your business. So there's all kinds of ways that you can do that. Step number one, habit number one, the thing that most people need to do is they just have to make more money because of inflation, because the governments can't balance their budget. What do? They cause inflation, and they literally want a 2 to 3% minimum inflation per year because they just don't have the money to pay. So they create more dollars, they create more currency. So you got to invest in long-term things that go up and keep up with inflation and beat inflation. That's step number four. But most people, the problem is that they don't make enough money, and the cost of living in step five, to save and spend, they don't make enough money, and everything is getting more and more expensive. So the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer because the rich have assets in step four that go up in value that beat inflation. And the people that are getting poor are because they don't make more money to keep up with inflation. So we're going to fix that. Number one is you got to learn how to make more money. And we're going to do that. And we're going to talk about the 3 ways to make more money. Now, in order to do that, there are some wonderful classes that I want to show you that you have access to. And so when you come here to the Success and Money Foundation, I want you to get a free membership to the foundation. And then when you come here, I want you to come over here to number 2, earn rewards. Now, when you click on that, you'll notice that you get started here with the 60-second, the share the wealth. The 7 habits really go through the 7 habits and steps. There's a course right here just for teachers and parents and schools and groups where you can teach this with the lesson plans and everything to go really deep into the 7 steps. But for a lot of you, you've got to figure out how to make more money. So the way you're going to do that is to get through the Academy for Creative Enterprises small business courses. Your job is to take your small business and turn it into a large business. So when we come here to 2.9, and again, I highly recommend you go to the-academy.org, and there's 1,000 chapters all over the world, and see if you can find a local group that you can get involved in. But there's some classes on here on how to make more money with your small business. This is the one that I really like that Steve Gibson and his crew created, which is the 25 simple rules of thumb for your business. And then, of course, there are side hustle businesses that you can do. And here's the detailed ones that I've gone through and gone over along with Kurt, much more detail. But one of the things I want to make sure you can see here is that the 25 rules of thumb. So when you click on to continue the study, there is the manual that Steve created for creating family prosperity. Here's a bunch of success stories. Find out how other people did it. How did they do it? And then just do what they did. Find out how they did it and then do what they did. And then in addition to that, you'll simply go through these classes. You'll notice there's 25 small little things that you can do to make more money on your business. So this is kind of an introduction of those things. And then, start small, think big, sell what people will buy, focus, focus, focus. Instead of running all over the place, let's focus on one thing and make it happen. Suggestive selling is the next chunk right there. Keep your personal money and your business money separate. Hey, you have no idea if you're making any money if you commingle them together. So I have different checking accounts for all my different businesses. Pay yourself a livable wage as soon as you can, but you've got to make it work. Keep good records. This is a huge one because you don't know what's working unless mathematically you can see what's working and what's not working. I don't like to make emotional decisions. I love making mathematical decisions because math is simple. It's easy. Here's the class that Kurt just did, and here's the 4-minute overview of turning your inventory. Don't eat your inventory. You got to sell it. Continue to look for improvement and see how other people are doing it in other businesses. How do they do what they do? And can you take any of that they do, and can you add that to what you do? Can you take what they do and can we add it to what they do? Okay. All right. Let's keep going down here. Buy low, sell high is number 11. Inspect more, assume less. Be nicer later. Your job's to make money. Your job's to get your business off the ground. You've got to do that. Work on your business 10 hours a day. You got to get very focused, and your job is to improve your business and see how other people do other businesses and learn from them. Make a profit every day. That's your goal. Make a profit every day. Value your customer. Your customer is not always right, but your customer is your customer. Hire slow and fire fast. If it's not working, make the changes. Work on your business, not just in your business. So many people get in and they're running a small business and it's their own little gig. You've got to work on your business so that other people can do what you've done. And this is a great way to be able to expand your business. Buy on credit, sell for cash. Once you get a bunch enough cash, you just use cash completely. But, if you can use credit to your advantage, that's great as well. Okay, good. Now there's a couple more on here. Let's go to number 20, multiple suppliers. You never know when one supplier is going to go out of business or one's going to increase their prices, whatever. You need to have multiple people that you can have access to. Purchase in bulk. Purchase in bulk as much as you can, but only purchase what's selling. So buy smaller units until you really know what's going on. Have written agreements. They could be anywhere from a text string all the way to writing something down on paper to a formal agreement. Increase your sales, decrease your costs. Every day you're looking about how do you put more money into the bathtub and how do you plug up the holes from all of your water running out of the tub. It's the same thing with sales. How do we get more sales and how do we decrease our costs? What are your goals? What is your business goal for today? Because life's a game and games are fun. Money's a game and games are fun. Make it a game. Number 25, try and figure out something a little bit different from other people. I've been all over the world and it's been amazing. I saw all these people selling all the same stuff, the same exact stuff. So they had one supplier and he had a whole bunch of places and they were all selling the same stuff. Well, after a few minutes, if you said no to that, you're not going to say yes to it someplace else. So, find a way to do that. And then, of course, to recap it. So those are some of the stuff that you can go through right there. And I want to talk to you just briefly here. So there's 25 things that you can do, but really it really breaks down to 3 things. And there's 3 ways to make more money. In your business. Number 1 is you need more customers. You need more customers. Number 2 is you need to get them to buy more every time that they buy. Fix that. You need to get them to buy more. And number 3 is to get them to buy more often. So let's say that you have 100 customers, and just for simple illustration, just to make it really simple, let's say that they buy one whatever it is. So your total revenue is 100. So they're coming in, they're buying 1. Now, if I can get them to get that same 100 customers, well, the first thing is I'm going to try and figure out how to get 200 customers. So number 1 is to get more customers. Now, if I have 200 customers and they still buy that same 1 item or $1 or whatever it is, you just doubled your business by getting more customers. And everybody thinks that's the way you solve all your problems. But if I can get them to buy more, if I can get those 200 customers now to buy 2 versus 1, I just increased my top line revenue up to 400. And if they're only buying once a month, if I can get them to buy, they're buying 2, but now I can get them to buy 2 times a month, then my revenue just went up to 800. So I've took this from my business right here that was doing 100 all the way to 800. You see what we did there? So number 1, instead of 100 customers, we got 200 customers. Instead of buying 1 of the items, we figure out how to sell them something that they need, accessory or something else, so that they're buying 2. And then we try to get them through the store more often. We try instead of get them through the store twice a month versus once a month. Okay. And if you do that, you just 8x your business. You just 8x your business, and most likely you 8x your profit. So of the 25 ways, you're going to all 25 of those little systems, those rules of thumb, all fit someplace in those three things. But every day I want you to be thinking about these three things. What are the three ways that we can make more money with our business? And then these are the subgroups that will help you figure out how to do that. But that's really your key. So in your business, your goal is to do those three things. You got to work on your business and not in your business. You need to put your hat on. And I've ran some pretty big businesses. I've created all kinds of businesses. I had thousands of employees. My businesses and companies have done hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars worth of sales in my lifetime. Some of those businesses I created, some of those businesses I was a shareholder in, some of those businesses I was doing joint ventures with, but I was able to hang out and see how these people do what they do and study them, study how they do things. When we go to Disneyland, for example, my son, my special needs son, just absolutely loves it there. Well, he's going to have fun doing the rides. I'm looking around saying, how did Roy, not Walt, how did Roy, the brother, get the money to be able to do this? Or how did they do this process? Or how did they do this process? Because it's a game. And I think that is really fun. Roy and Walt did not create the first amusement park. He traveled around the world and he went to Tivoli Gardens in Denmark, where I've been to that amusement park. And he learned from them and he asked them questions and got back tours behind the scenes and stuff like that. And then he changed his content and came up with new content. So he wasn't the first amusement park, but he's one that's world renowned because he learned how they did the systems, but then he changed and used his content. So that's how you're going to make more money, guys. That's number one you got to do. Step number one is you got to learn how to make more money and just concentrate on that. And then that will make the other 5 steps to financial freedom work easily. And then step 6, for many of you, step 6, you need to be flipping some real estate. Find a good little deal on. It's no different if you're flipping a car, flipping an iPhone, flipping clothes, flipping real estate. It's the same concepts. And so number 6 is where you're really going to light it up. And so many of you need to do that. And also you got to take in number 6, take that small business and turn it into a large business. And then you do the wealth formula. You're making money from your real estate. You're making money from your businesses. You are putting money away every week, every month as you make money. And then you get that money to grow on its own, which is long-term investing. We need to have it go up in value. And then we do it over time. We do it over time. And that equals wealth. And that's what we're trying to create. So thanks for making a difference. Make it happen. Every life is precious. And the most important thing is that you are a miracle. And your family, your kids, the people around you, that every time you see somebody that's out there, they're a miracle. So treat them that way. We're all brothers and sisters having a spiritual experience, a spiritual being having an earthly experience. Life's a game and games are fun. Turn it into a game and have some fun. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see y'all next week.